Hello, my name is Dax, and I'll be doing my presentation on celebrating the semester. Now, to start, I want to take the importance of Business 310. And to me, this was definitely one of the most unique and impactful courses that I've ever taken at CSUCI. And the reason why I wanted to bring that up is because I think all the assignments, they were very much unique. It wasn't like our standard ones like, oh, just research a topic, make sure that this is pretty, and then send it to me for just a final grade. I definitely think that this course really relied on continuous improvement. And most importantly, the assignments weren't just things that you could give past semester and similar students could work on. These are all unique assignments that really tried to improve our business communication. I remember back on our first meeting, one of the things that Professor Roman said was that the reason why this course was created is because employers did not like how recent business graduates from CSUCI communicated. And I really found that confusing. I thought, just to communicate in a business perspective, you just had to have nice manners, good vocabulary, little to grammatical errors. But then realizing it through all the assignments that we're doing, I realized that there are multiple ways to fail in communicating effectively. And there are different ways to communicate well, not just in an oral form, but even in a writing sense. And the most important topics I learned from this class included business writing, researching a professional job, and preparation for the business world. Now, business writing. To start, I wanted to bring us back to one of the very first assignments that we ever did, and that was the evaluating professional communications. And the key takeaway I got from this assignment was the use of bullet points in the assignment and then use of bullet points in just business writing in general. For me, I was very confused when I turned this in and most of the discussion comments were, oh, use bullet points in the assignment. It's going to make it much more professional. To me, writing in just, our basic English classes, it just didn't make any sense. It seemed very lazy. It's like, oh, you couldn't really come up with a good thesis. And now that now you don't even have a conclusion. However, in the business world, not everyone's going to be following a format that way, or no one has the time to really look at through all your perfectly carefully crafted research and explanation. I think now looking at it, you having just these top sentence bullet points really helps business owners and just business people, what was really the goal of this? Like, why am I reading this? And I definitely think having that on top was like, oh, okay, this is what they realized. And then if I wanted to realize more, get more information, I can just go down to the paragraphs. The next assignment I wanted to focus on in principle was reaching a professional career. To me, whenever I was asked this question, just even on assignments or in the general, I just asked whatever career gave me the most money. But I definitely think that because of this assignment, it really made me sit down on what I really wanted to do with my business career. Now, the key takeaways I got from this assignment were, first of all, extensive research on said career. My career, I wanted to do project management. I definitely I didn't really feel like doing something that wasn't outside of my degree, but I wanted to do something that wasn't, just boring. I could have said accountant, business consultant, but I wanted to do something that was really impactful. And to me, I usually the first information I just find is how much money do you make? But this assignment really made me revolve around what kind of encompassing the relevant criteria to the reader and to myself. Doing this assignment, I found more than just money. I found out, what education did I really need, the experience, what it was like working there, the pros and cons I would get from this job, and also very perspectives. It's like, how did the U.S. labor statistics see this job improving in the couple years, and how I can get promoted. Even the use of having our personal interviews as well was very changing too. Like, usually I can just research whatever I wanted on the internet, and I'd be like, okay, this is what they probably said. But to actually have a one-on-one sit down with someone who was in the field, it was very changing and unique. The last key takeaway too is just the highest emphasis on business writing format than other assignments. In this assignment in particular, not only did I use bullet points, but I was including graphs, median data, salaries, and even using different sites. I started using some YouTube. I definitely quoted our interview, and I definitely incorporated a much more business format as well, like no indenting and whatnot. And I definitely thought that this assignment really helps me in the future, as in it's like, this is your first true business format assignment. And I definitely think that learning doing this and our multiple revisions on top of having an embedded tutor really reflected on my grade. the last important principle I wanted to work with is preparation for the business world. And this assignments that really exemplify this part were our LinkedIn profiles and creating our logos. Now, the key takeaways I got from these two assignments was, first of all, it required creativity. This is what I meant back to our having this course with having the most unique assignments. I definitely thought that, using these assignments was like, how do I really market myself and how do I make it known to other people what I can bring to the business world? My other key takeaways were just mistakes and changes. I remember I've actually made my LinkedIn profile, not just for this assignment, but actually for an assignment when I did as a sophomore for professional communication. And then, being forced to look at it again, especially during this 2 years later, made me realize, wow, I wasn't taking care of it. I hardly communicated with anyone, and all the information I had didn't really make myself make myself valuable. It definitely seemed like I didn't care. I lacked the information of like what I actually did in jobs, but using this reviewing and looking at having other people look at it, it made me realize that it's like the mistakes such as, lack of times, lack of scholarships, lack of descriptions definitely hurt me. And by changing that, it definitely made me have more than the connections. Like, as you can see, I have 500 plus, and I've been actively communicating with other people. And the next one is just having a logo. Again, this isn't my first time making a logo for a class. I remember I had to make one, just a calling card. But again, now looking at my logo again, I know I wanted to do a minimalistic design, but really it just fails to encapsulate viewers and even myself. So the next changes I would do if I had to do this assignment again was just finding better visuals that I can use. Maybe minimalistic is okay, but I'd like to have a little bit more words, maybe like woven into the octopus or any other object I choose. That way it could really pop out and show, this is what I can do. This is what Octaworks does. We're more than just design, create, and connect. I can market myself a lot more better. Last principle I want to discuss is engaging in future prospects. By far, redoing not just my LinkedIn profile, but doing my resume again in this class made me realize that I need to evolve. And that was one of the things that Professor Roman definitely talked upon, is what employers see. Employers like to see an involvement in someone. And judging by my LinkedIn profile and my resume, it was clear that I needed to do a one take and changes. That's why one of the first ones I definitely did was kind of abstain from my past. I definitely had a lot of my other, my past accolades. And a good example of this is I still had my high school diploma on my resume and on my LinkedIn. But again, having Professor Roman's comments, the COA's comments, and just our classmates' comments made me realize, this isn't going to be relevant anymore. I need to start putting more information that can make myself valuable. A good addition I even put to my resume too was some of the work that I've done at CSUCI. I started putting, I was a marketing campaign. I was an advertising marketing campaign, and I definitely made more. It definitely makes me seem much more ready for the business world. And that's really much it. I definitely thank you for listening to my presentation, and I hope you guys all have a good summer, and cheers to celebrating the end of this very unique and exciting course.